Yeah.
I feel like the ritual is kind of like moving us forward. I mean, isn't it like that? Like, isn't it?
That's
Isn't that kind of what it's about?
it's interesting you say that. Let me see if I can digest because that was a very rich speaking. So let me give me a second to see if I can
It was a
digest it.
lot. Sorry.
No, it was good. It was good. Rich is a good thing. It's flavorful. It's saturated. It's great. Yeah. In fact, the book I was showing you earlier, Ritual, also by Malidoma, da, 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 um, which later on he would sort of not. He wasn't the biggest. It was one of his earlier works, and I don't think he was necessarily the biggest fan of it. He was a mysterious man, so I only know my interaction with him. So somebody else might say, "No, he loved that book," and I'd be like, "Totally fine. I don't know what I'm talking about."
Yeah.
But I do think the having just read, I just finished reading this book this morning for the second, third, whatever it is time. Um, and my guess is there is an element of almost like spiciness. It's like eating a pepper, and it's a little bit of a hot pepper. So um, it's not that it's dangerous in a bad way, but there are certain ideas in the book that could be taken a bit intensely about the relationship between ritual and the indigenous life, and then sort of the machine and modern culture and the way they relate or don't relate. Like the language gets very intense there in certain, not the whole book, but in certain passages, and I think it could lead to people being quite despairing, which was not his intention. He always seemed to want to
Mm,
come from a hopeful, joyful place,
mm.
as best as he could while still being honest about things. So that's my guess about why he sort of was like, I don't know about that book. But again, that could just be my misunderstanding of his attitude.
Mm.
But having all that aside, with that preamble, he does talk about in the book that having a regular relationship with ritual does incline one towards a healthy placement in the growth that is the universe. Like if you're a plant, you're planted well. You're taken care of on a spiritual level through regular ritual maintenance. Um, which sounds nice, but then you read some of the other stuff in the book about like what happens if you do the wrong ritual, or if you something bad happens and you could die. Like it's very there's a lot of intense stories in there that I think might um scare people away from ritual as well. And I think there's a he's describing in that book the the nature of the culture in his village, which has millennia of generations of people maintaining a shrine, maintaining a social structure. Everybody knows each other. It's an interconnected web of being of people. We don't have that in the West. I know my neighbors in my building. I don't know the people, next door. I don't know the people across the way. I don't know the person I bump into at the grocery store. Maybe I've seen them once before. I may not remember. Like, there's just not that, oh yes, my nervous system knows your nervous system, and our
Mm.
parents' nervous system knew their, and we
Hmm.
all, there's this like familiarity and this resonance in the body of both place and community that is built within a village structure that we just don't have.
Yeah.
So he's pretty clear, even in this book, and more so later on in his life, because this is an older book, I think from the 90s or something. I'd have to double check. But that for us in the West, we have to find what works for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Totally.
we can't transplant the rhythmic energy of a village ritual into the rhythmic energy of Western culture and expect it to survive. It's like
Yeah.
you
Completely.
can't you can't plant a tropical plant in Portland. It'll die in the winter. It's not quite the same as that because it's a little bit different, but it's a close enough analogy.